somebody gonna recognize me, and I have to deal with this for the rest of my life.
Hi, welcome to Ocean Yemi's video channel. So we are going to listen to True and Kendra's, well, a little bit of it, Kendra's interview, and this part really stood out to me. It seems like he wants to get on with life. He doesn't want to be recognized as carbonation, but you know, anyways, we will listen and I will talk in the next part. Thank you. Bye.
It's never gonna go away, and I feel like that's one of the things we didn't do as much as we tried to promote it in the cult was we wasn't.
In all the one of the financial side, I think it was. So for him to say, you know, oh, the cult leader and whatever else, like though he's the expert, I think they forget that all the stuff is online and people cannot forget that part, the part they play in carbonation. Um, in this picture, you'll see he was definitely smiling. He was part of it. I mean, you cannot forget all the 10 years when he was part of this, including Sheba. Sheba was one of Nature Boy's wives as well. It's only that he didn't like her that much. That's why he kept giving her back to True. And I do believe that how probably like if he hadn't gone to jail, they probably will still be there. So I don't see why they are saying, oh, people think a whole lot of things, but you'll hear what he says in the rest of the video. Thank you.
Vulnerable. We was lying. We would say things and do things that would be in the best interest of a certain presentation to the people who were watching on social media. Like I said earlier, I'm not out here making millions or manifesting money with my mind or none of that weird stuff to make it seem like I'm just doing amazing. I had to really look at my life and say, bruh, you neglected some things for the last 5 years. You got to deal with it. Don't worry about what your social media presentation is, because regardless, we did a 6 hour interview with you a couple of months ago, and then you got people saying, I don't think they told everything. So it's like, bruh, I can't be concerned with my presentation no more. I don't care, man. The only thing I got to do is tell my story for me. And even if I told you everything I knew, there's going to be somebody that say I'm lying. Even if I told you the absolute truth, there's somebody going to think, I deserve, there's people saying, y'all deserve to go to jail with Nature Boy. They knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to people that's going to be,
I mean, like even Kendra, the part that she played, she was part of the slapping when it was in Atlanta. She was like, I feel that maybe a CPS case was called. Um, that's why she's not with True as well. So when they're talking and they're saying they're survivors of carbonation, you're not survivors of carbonation because you was really truly a part of the problem. Like if True, they probably get more seen, or Aaron, they get more attention, maybe. Probably he wouldn't be talking like this. He wouldn't be having the interview with the T. But as it continues, you hear how they look at themselves and certain stuff. They want people to forgive them. He makes slide remarks at people who said stuff in their lives. So you are obviously watching people's lives and listening in. So to me, I feel once you are part of a cult, really truly, which is for real now, when you're part of a cult, until you go through some kind of reprogramming, you never ever can say that you are not part of the cult because you are still kind of saying certain words. Like in one part of the interview, she mentions Ellie, baby Ellie, as princess, and then she catches herself and then she corrects herself. And I don't even know whether anybody did caught on to that, but I caught on to that. So um, yes, people will still find fault will still pick and still want you to tell more because you was there when Mama Dia died. You and Sheba was there when Mama Dia died. You also was there when the passing of Zoka's baby. You saw a lot of things. You saw a lot of things. Like I said, once again, Sheba was there. She was one of the ones who was slapping people, bullying people. When Malia ran out to the door, Sheba was one of the ones who was making faces at Malia, running after Malia. So, I don't know what else can be said after that, really. So that's why I only just took this snippet of the interview because this part more stood out more than ever, and I do believe that how like if you like at one point maybe you all will go down, you all go to jail with your leader because it's not really fair that you lot are out here doing all these interviews, whatever you're doing. There's no sign of remorse or accountability or whatever, as they say. So um yeah, that's all I want to say on this part. But please comment and tell me what you think of this little bit that I put out on the video, and you tell me your thinking and what you think of Kendra and Sheba. I mean, what's it called? It Aaron and Sheba.
What do you call it? Skeptical. But the vulnerability is not for y'all on social media. The vulnerability is for me so that I can undo an ingrained pattern of being a liar and somebody that was taking pictures and saying this and doing this so that we could get a certain amount of views or so that we could validate the cult leader statement, knowing all well that when the camera was off, something else was going on. We wasn't using no cosmic currency. Y'all know what we was using. Scam and fraud. That's what we was using. You know them women wasn't happy. So the vulnerability gets easier and easier the more you do it. And the things that's been in my way, one of the largest ones that has been in my way that I'm actively getting over and gotten better with is my social media presentation. So I feel like it's been a challenge, but it's worth it.
Yeah, the vulnerability, it's like all up and through the healing process. Like from the moment that I decided like I'm done with this, I didn't know I didn't know it was a cult at the time.
You must have known it was some type of cult or something when he was trying to um, make you look small when with the baby situation particularly. I think that more stands out to me really. You must have known it was a cult situation when you had to stand naked and take pictures for particular videos and certain stuff and being so-called nature. I don't understand how she keeps saying that she didn't know it was a cult. That's just so interesting to me. How she's saying this now at this present time. Is she trying to separate herself, detach herself from the cult so she don't get caught up in it? Or I don't know. It's just interesting how she would say that she didn't know it was a cult to me. Because I think a lot of people came there and they left when they saw the situation. They left. So why didn't you leave when you saw that there was other things going on that didn't make sense? But then again, I feel that you went there for nature boy anyway. So, yeah. So the fact that you say that, I think that is just a load of tush to me, basically.
When I decided I was done with it and I broke down crying for forever. What it felt like, just crying in my mom's arms. And it was just like, I have to finally face who I am outside of this facade of I have the highest knowledge in the world and I'm chosen and all this stuff. Like, okay, what without all of that, like, no, like, what's real is that you've been abused and you've been mistreated. You've been sleep deprived, because I cannot deny that when I got back to my mother's home, the first thing I did was go to sleep, and I slept for hours, like for a long time. Second thing I did was eat when I wanted to eat. I couldn't deny that I had been through so much mistreatment, and it was like I had to finally be honest with myself of what I valued, and that's my freedom and my peace. And I truly do value my family as well. And so I had to be very honest. Like the first thing I did, I was like, I need to tell my story. And that's when, we did the interview. And, but that really opened up a lot of vulnerable parts in me, and I still didn't truly understand everything. And so many memories kept coming back. I mean, literally still to this day, I'll have a memory of like, oh wow, like this totally left me until today. Like now I remember this day or this moment or whatever. And so there's just so many things that, like, the process just constantly makes me dig and see what it is that I need to that I was hiding from or whatever. And me and Aaron we talk to each other all the time just about things that we feel and stuff like that. One of the major things that I went through after leaving social media was just like dealing with a lot of fear, and just like it was like I had a lot of nightmares. I had a lot of just it was it was a lot. It was a lot I had to deal with. But it's like a lot. But one thing that I did was I just really decided to give back to myself, and give time to myself, be honest and talk about things that I was going through. Um, you know, I just really had to get away from, who I was trying to be to for the internet, and really get into me. And that I feel like that takes a lot of vulnerability. And it's a constant digging and emotional roller coaster, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, because there's a lot that me and Aaron have been through together and separately within the cult that we talk about. And it's, yeah, it's a lot. Like, I think for a lot of people, because of the things the videos that you see on social media with of the cult, you like, oh, this is laughable, or this is funny, or this happened. And we laugh about a lot of things too, but there was a lot of things that is not so funny, or is really real. And we have to deal with that. Like, it was the first time that I had processed all of the things that really happened. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, that really happened. Like, I really got socked in my face. So I really was things that happened I didn't really process until just being by myself. And that's why I know that everybody that is still involved in the cult, they're running. Like, they are running in the opposite direction of who they really are. And every time they get on the camera, they're trying to convince themselves that they have this top knowledge in the world and everybody should listen to them, when really they have no idea. They have no idea who they really are. If they really took the time, and this is the thing, and I was telling Aaron this yesterday. If you want to know, and this is for a message for everybody that is a part of a group or part of carbonation or part whatever. If you want to test your reality, if you want to test if this group is legit, if this message is legit, then go home, go to sleep, get you a bite to eat, be around your family. If you can't go and be around your family and go to sleep and be by yourself and